is like the Ozo and Ozo Channelwalker early game works out really good. It's just on the early game, you have to have this awesome comp. And it's quite rare to have the occasion to play these together. Like Alpha is an occasion where you can play an early game Channelwalker. Ozo, you just have to draft this perfectly to have the capacity in like NA, I would say, because it's so much more aggressive, to be able to play a Channelwalker without having the downfall of the early phase if you're in a bad situation.
Yeah, exactly. And I suppose the word you touched on that sums it up is the aggression in terms of these NA teams are tending to be straight in on the fight. And as we all know, with Channelwalker, you got to ramp it up.
We're going to have the draft and draft just started. Got the link a little bit now. Just charging up. So we're going to be having GankedByParents going against Inmates. Draft just starting. So GankedByParents did ban Blackfeather and Inmates did ban the Varia. So two bans we were expecting are going up in this game, like Blackfeather, Varia, off the board right away. And going to be picking Channelwalker, first pick on the side of GankedByParents. What are you expecting now?
Well, yeah, I wasn't. It's funny, like, talk about, like, somewhat the caster's curse. Good choice. And if there's one team that I feel with their experience can utilize Channelwalker, it is GankedByParents. They have a lot of experience. They're all within the Gangsters Guild. They have a lot of experience around them. So if they pick the right comp to follow up, bang on.
So after that, we did have Inmate with the Grace pick. So Grace hasn't been prioritized for quite a long time now, and she's slowly making her way back in this meta. I really got the impression she's absolutely banging in now with heroes that can be really aggressive in the front lane. You can play with those rares. With Rona, for example, that just got banned too. And they just banned Ringo on the side of GankedByParents. So Ringo and Rona off the board. So we're going to have to see what they're going to want to build up comp-wise with this Grace, like something very aggressive, I hope to see. Like maybe an Idris or those kind of heroes.
Idris, or you want to pick something even like a Koshka or even an Ozo. Although second pick Ozo, maybe not.
Who's going to be Vox?
But it's going to be Vox. Not a bad pickup. And the reason why I think they picked up the Vox is because Vox and Channelwalker are a really strong combo, Maxman. They deal a lot of
There's a
damage.
Vox on the side of Inmates was the Grace.
Yes, yeah, that it makes sense why they picked up Vox. It takes it away from GankedByParents.
Okay, and they just picked then on the side of GankedByParents. They did go on the Baron, so very aggressive. Vox and Baron are like heroes. When you play them against each other, it's very skilled team comp there, like on both sides, having these laners. So it's going to be really playing around the skill on this game.
Yeah, it is a good pickup by GankedByParents, but I don't know if Baron works the best with Channelwalker, because Channelwalker doesn't provide the biggest frontline, presence when you have Baron on your team. So I think that's potentially risky by GankedByParents.
And we do have the Samuel then picked up next to the Baron and Channelwalker on the side of GankedByParents. But something I'd like to come back on with this Baron is that if you can get the three, already prepared for the house for the Sovereign Rise, my bad. If you get the 3 Hurricane Chains onto the enemy team and get the splash damage, like with your jump jets, and absolutely destroy the enemy team and share 30% of the damage, like you can absolutely wreck the enemy team. Even though you got Grace that can give you a divine intervention, you can destroy them. And last pick on the side of Inmates will be Koshka.
Yeah, that's a good pickup by Inmates, although slightly risky because Koshka isn't the strongest, isn't the healthiest hero, doesn't have the biggest amount to sustain. But if the Inmates can shut down the early game and snowball it, means that they have the best chance of closing this game out. But if they're passive and they let GankedByParents ramp up the way we know Baron, Channelwalker, and Samuel can ramp up, it's going to be hard for the Inmates to kind of, get back into the game come 13, 15 minutes into it.
Oh, wait, they just picked Varia. No, that was just a little mistake there. Did they pick Varia instead of Vox? We're just going to have to wait a little bit more to restart the game. Okay, they know what happened. But yeah, like their win conditions are going to be really strict. Like if you pass the early phase of the game, on the side of GankedByParents, if you pass the early phase without having too much problem with even winning the early game phase, can easily come back against the Koshka Vox Grace combo without any problem. But if they scale up with an early game Koshka, which is absolutely like huge hero in the early game phase, and you also got like the double divine intervention with the Echo on the Grace, and those kind of and the late game items you want on the Vox, I think like really is going to be based on the early game. If inmates take the early game, they can easily win this. But if it's not the case and they're not shut down, Ganked by Parents can easily come back and destroy everything.
Exactly, and what I'm expecting is I'm actually expecting a very aggressive Vox. And if I was a Vox, I'd actually be very tempted to go Tension Bow first item, just to give that really early game aggressive play, get that burst damage onto the Baron, because they have the heal coming out from Grace, they have the front line coming out from the Koshka. You have that aggressive, even though Poison Shiv is a really strong item right now, when you have like a Tension Bow first item, it can just really help secure the game for you, especially in the early stages.
Yeah, that's a very interesting like build pass. We're gonna have to see what this Vox taken by Kairos wants to actually play. So let's check out. But anyway, we're going to be going into the House and Fold for this first game of the day, guys. Hope you're going to be enjoying it. So let's go for the team Ganked by Parents again, Inmates.
Yeah, and don't forget, guys, to post your hashtag Ganked by Parents or hashtag Inmates on who you think is going to win this first game of the series, as we see a really interesting.
Oh my God, Goofy! He took them. He took that Elder Trin with that benediction. Oh my God, sorry, that just surprised me. I wasn't expecting that. So nicely done, nicely aggressive.
Goofy, thank you very much, sir. That was fantastic. But I do want to talk about how it was a really good rotation, first early rotation by Ganked by Parents, because if they had have, let's say, gone for the backs and then gone for the fronts, they would have had a chance of getting heavily beat down in the early stages. So going for the kind of fronts into the backs, they're actually playing a safer early game, which is good.
Oh, be careful. Looks like, yeah, they're going to try and get very aggressive. That's what we want to see coming out of a Koshka and a Grace comp. Spaghetti might be backing out, but it's the moment you want to go and get the enemy's farm as fast as possible. And it doesn't seem they want to go on that for right now, at least. They do not want to focus on the enemy's farm. So would be interesting to see more aggressive plays on the side of Inmates.
Yeah, they if I was a Koshka, I actually would have stayed and invaded, even surprised the enemy team. But then again, if the Grace is staying up lane, we don't know how much communication these teams have. So, maybe there's just that kind of lack of communication coming out by Inmates in the early stages of the game. But yeah, if now, as we see Grace looking to somewhat.
They're gonna have, sorry, my camera just went the other side. Sorry, we're just back. Koshka going to be very aggressive onto this channel. Going to be able to get out anyway using his own healing flask. Looks like Goofy wants a little bit more, maybe going to the enemy jungle. No, going to leave it again. You have to go and get these objectives. That's how you're going to shut down on the early game the team of Ganked by Parents. You have to go aggressive, go in their jungle, take their camps. Otherwise, you're not going to be that effective. With this Koshka Grace comp, I think they're not going to the 100% win conditions right now.
No, they're definitely not, Max, man. Because also, let's not forget how strong Samuel is. Samuel can definitely kite and hold his own against the likes of the Koshka. So, you want to shut him down as much as possible. Because that Samuel is most likely going to go for a Dragon's Eye first item, Max, man. Dragon's Eye first item is so strong on these CP mages and these CP heroes in general. So you don't want to let the Samuel get that at least before you have a bit of an engage.
Yeah, exactly. If he does go on that Dragon's Eye, it just shows that their win conditions are going to be facing towards the late game. That means it's even more important for Koshka to go there and actually shut him down to not get his late game items as fast as possible. So yeah, I'm waiting to see more aggression on jungle invades. Looks like Spaghetti and Goofy are still going to be rotating up to the lanes. Got the 20 death stacks up. And still, Oracle's always doing is jungle solo. That means it's an easy rotation to go there with Koshka Grace, take all the farm, and just get the XP advantage on anything. It looks like they're slowly going to be staying in lane. Got a little buff poke coming out there from the Melissa and verdicts of Oracle, and nothing much will happen there.
Yeah, this is definitely a very easy ride so far in the first 4 minutes of the game. As the jungle has intensified, Maxman, for Ganked by Parents, Samuel has just been able to just farm up, get his minions, get his jungle, get his gold. He's on 19. Dukoshka is on 25, but you want to turn that into an actual engagement advantage or even a full-on gold advantage before the Sandal, as I say, gets his first or second damage items.
Like something I want to point out real quick, Spaghetti did get the aftershock, and we do have first item, Poison Shiv, just got finished. On to Kyros doing this Vox there. So what do you think, Poison Shiv, first item? Would you focus other items, or Poison Shiv might be just the absolutely perfect item in this situation?
In this situation, no, I actually don't think it's a perfect item, but you can't deny the fact that Poison Shiv is such a stable first item for any comp or any team to get, just kind of help protect themselves and give them a good bit of synergy. By the way, I just want to point out, I like this rotation coming out from Kairos, but they should have done this in the first minute and a half, not in 5 minutes.
Yeah, looks like they're going to go for that. Going to be taking that Treant on for Oracle. So they're going to be rotating out the side of Inmates to the jungle camps. And yet, like, you want to see more aggression. They're not going right to the end of their possibilities. They could have gone there, easily taken down this one, but they did have though the Crystal Sentry, so maybe they do not want to focus on it now. Before the 4-minute mark would have been absolutely awesome to see more aggression, and they slowly just starting to do it. So just a little bit late in my taste.
It is, but they could have taken the Crystal Sentry as a 3-man team. Baron and Churnwalker are up in lane. Seize the moment. Seize the objective. Show the enemy team that you're not afraid to basically take control of this game. Because like I say, it's not just the physical aggression, it's a psychological aggression against your enemy team. You basically say to the team,
so it's Dragon's Eye then.
Yeah, Dragon's Eye, good start by Sandals.
We're going to have a little aggression there. Was a Benediction. Dragon's Blood contract going to get the stack onto Oracle. So you're going to be rotating them out there. You do have the Crystal Sentry just available if the team fight does go out. A lot of damage there coming down from those Malice and Verdict with the Drifting Dark. Not going to go that far. Looks like Inmates slowly going to be leaving that team fight go to waste once again. They do not want to be aggressive early game, and this is super sad with the Koshko. It's just Koshko is this lion beast in the early game, and they're not using it to its full potential.
No, definitely not. But let's not take away from what Spaghetti, and it's just to let you all know, it's not the Spaghetti from SEA. It is an NA Spaghetti. But who knows? We could see him performing like the SEA pro player Spaghetti. You never know. So let's not take away, even though we both agree the early game hasn't really gone the way we expected from Inmates. It's not to take away what we have yet to see what they can do on a team fight engagement, and they could definitely surprise us.
You cannot be compared to Spaghetti if you do not do a 5 spell sword build on Glaive. That is not possible. You have to do 5 spell sword builds at least if you want to be compared just the slightest to Spaghetti. Anyway, we're going to have a little bit of aggression there with the Twilight and Pouncy Fun onto Bevo. Just busted down to his mid HP mark. And Spaghetti going to be slowly rotating down to the enemy's jungle, and he's going to go back once again. Not going to go and go right to the end of that aggression there. So he's going to leave it escape once again, and just taking the little camps once again from the GankedByParents team. And so like Dragon's Eye, as you were talking earlier, like on Oracle, what do you think that's going to pan out on the late game? Like, what do you think is going to happen in the late game if this continues like this?
If it does continue like this, look, I think it's falling closer and closer towards GankedByParents' advantage. However, I want to talk about the Serpent's Mask first item pickup by Quasic. Really interesting. We only really normally see Serpent's Mask first item on a laner when it's the likes of Rona or Blackfeather. Normally, you go for a Poison Shiv because it's generally a stronger early game item. But
look at that. We're going to have a little bit of aggression. Trying to get the aggression. They're going to pull back with the Torment. He does have the level 7 available, so Beaver does have his ultimate if ever he wants to CC down. Spaghetti going to get out of that just in case the hook and chain does not connect. And going to be, like, always zoning them out with the Melissa and Verdict. Engaging once again. Getting there. Going to be pulled back with the Torment. Going to get stunned out. Where's that Iron Cannon raining from above onto Spaghetti with the Crucible. Going to be doing a lot of damage there. Also going to be missed. Oh no, just connect on the Koshko. With that Oblivion. Kira's going to be very much on the front lane. Very complicated situation with the blood contract going to be used there. Nice reflex block. Anyways, coming back on to Oracle. Going to use the reflex block on himself. Going back on Spaghetti. Going down. And this will be the first blood of the game at 9-minute mark. This is super late first blood. And it does go over to the ganked GankedByParents team.
Yeah, that was somewhat channeling the inner EU, but I've got to give full credit to GankedByParents because they essentially baited inmates as the first turret does go down, Max man.
Yeah, the first turret, at least, like you see, if they didn't aggress early, and that's what we're going to be seeing, and that's what we were expecting this game, is like just seeing a full-on rampage coming on the side from GankedByParents. They're going to take their win conditions into hand by now. Do you have the first item finished onto Quasix? So even though like Serpent's Mask is, you can talk a bit if it's not the best first build itemization, but still, like he's starting to slowly get into his win conditions. And they're just going to be keep going, right until they actually win the game if this goes like that. So we must see more and more aggression on the side of inmates.
Yeah, and also like just Spaghetti on this Koshka, he was at level 9 and he's yet to use a yummy catnip. One of the amazing advantages of having a Koshka is when you hit level 6, but great gold mine siege by inmates, really good stuff. Nice objective focused play because they knew that they weren't really going to be able to push third in this mid stage. But yeah, Koshka, when you're level 6 and you have that yummy catnip, normally before a reflex block is in any way built by the enemy team, you want to use that to your advantage. We've yet to even see it at like a level 9, level 10 Koshka. So, now a Crucible has come out. They've reflexes as engagement.
Yeah, we're going to have a little bit of aggression there. We can change. They're going to be connecting on the entire enemy team of inmates. Going to be engaging there. Also, with the trespass, going to be a nice Crucible coming out from the side of Goofy. Iron Cannon going to be raining, missing out the enemy team. Engaging once again. This character going very, very solo. Divine Intervention going to be popped out to ease him back up full HP. Looks like the Again still going to be coming over with Torment, just pulling him away from that Samuel. And engaging there. Kairos still dashing out a lot of damage there. Just jumping around with the Sonic Zoom. It's got a lot of distance there, still possible. Going to engage once again, 20 this. The nice reflex block going to be used there. Oracle just able to survive that and taking down the Koshka. Now they're going to keep coming back. Koshka Change is going to be connected onto Kairos. Also with that Oblivion going to be put into sleep. But Kairos, no! They come back and take Bevo. And they're absolutely destroying this. Going to be taking off the Baron slowly. And it's a triple kill. That was an awesome comeback on the side of inmates. That was so unexpected. They went a bit too far there and just got destroyed by this Vox. Absolutely awesome stutter stepping. Oh my god, Imperium, what was that?
It was the 20 breaking points, Zach. And I was actually funny because before that last engagement by the Koshka, or in general by inmates, I was going to talk about how I wasn't really sure about the breaking point item pick up by Kairos, but man, we saw the advantage of having it in your arsenal as an early game Vox, because he was able to build up his stacks. He survived so well. It was brilliant by Goofy to stick by the Vox, because the only reason the Koshka got taken down so easy was that he dived under turret, used his Yummy Catnip, which got blocked, and then he got shut down so quickly. So if Spaghetti can engage better with the rest of his team, then I actually think inmates do have a strong chance of taking these team fights.
Yeah, like if there's a little bit more synergy in these team fights, would be awesome. He did have the breaking point stacks. Like you got Chernwalker, just like absolutely a free stack, like fridge if you want. You just go there. Vox was like, I'm going to take a few stacks on you, and just easily engage the team fight once it came to him. So right now it looks like Gold Miner will be taken once again. Iron Cannon going to be missing by the mark just a little bit there, and it will be going over to Team Inmates. Aggression with the Benediction once again. Got the hook and chain onto him. And we'll slowly break that link. And it looks like they're going to be leaving this team fight, go to Ruins, and just go back onto jungle farming.
Yeah, one thing I'm a little bit surprised with is that Kairos has only got 2 damage items. Yes, he's got Aegis. Yes, he's got a Metal Jacket. But I thought when you have Grace on your team that has got an Echo now, that has a double Divine Intervention, you want to be aggressive. You want to have more damage, because there's no point in you having all this strength, all the kind of ability to stay alive, because you're not necessarily winning the team fight. You're just prolonging your death max, man. So I'm definitely kind of not sure if it's a right choice to have all the defense even at the 13.5-minute mark. You only really want that late game as an 18-9 minutes in.
Yeah, we do have the Eve of Harvest to go caught there onto Koshka. It looks like they're going to go for that Crystal Sentry. It's nice to see at least now they're going to go a little bit more onto this objective focusing. So nicely played there. But yeah, we got the Eve of Harvest onto this Koshka, like mainly because she's trying to be solo in these team fights, trying to get a lot of aggression, and she just get taken down quite easily. So very nice item, item like purchase there on the side of this Koshka.
I think Dragon's Eye would have been a lot better, Maxman.
Dragon, I don't know, because she is a burst hero, so you don't have to build it in any case. Like, because you do have two heroes you can burst down. But anyway, they're going to be going on to that gold miner. Should be going quite easily over to their team inmates, and it will go to them getting a little bit of extra gold there for their new items.
Yeah, they have built up like over a 5k gold lead now, so that's really good. They are showing the control they have on the map. I think it's actually made GankedByParents really kind of be more passive in these engagements, as inmates have kind of gained control of this game 15 minutes in, which we didn't really expect. Maxman, it's kind of gone opposite. The early game seemed to kind of be in the safer hands of Gangstars, and the late game has gone towards inmates, when we expect it to be the opposite way around, as the Kraken is now being focused on by inmates. Great vision coming out from Goofy, really good stuff, and it's being spotted out. So what can GankedByParents do?
We're going to have maybe a little bit of aggression there. Wiz, that also going to try and take down. This Kraken will be taken down by Koshka. Crucible going to be used very, very early on the side of Team Inmates. Slowly going to make that Koshka go away with the extra move speed. Oblivion will be connecting just on time onto Vincent, but anyway, going to be woken up by the burst damage of that Baron. Curious is going super far. They're going to be also CC to the ground. Wiz that, but taking down the Kairos, second night of Bevo, and there's a 1v2 situation after taking that. Inmates in a bad situation, and the Koshka will be going down. Ace on the side of GankedByParents. And the Kraken still proudly pushing onto this second turret and going to be taking it down. At least that's one successful push with this Kraken.
It's one successful push, but I don't think it was the best choice by inmates. When they got the Kraken, they should have instantly backed off into their jungle, because I know for a fact GankedByParents would not have gone aggressive onto them. They just would have looked to take down the Kraken, and then inmates could have, let's say, either ported back or have gotten the jungle healing camps and then pushed with the Kraken a lot more. However, by them staying engaged onto GankedByParents, because they didn't get the heal buff of the Kraken, that's what caused them to lose a team fight, Maxman.
Yeah, like they have to try and play a little bit more to their win conditions right now. But what I want to come back on was the like the early game was the Vox and Koshka. So I think they were really expecting Vox to get in the late game phase. Vox is a very good late game hero. And now these guys' core items, like he did get the poison shield, he got the breaking point. Looks like he's going to be going maybe on to, going to be aggression there with Spaghetti trying to get a few camps. I do not know what Kairos is trying to go on that third item. But right now, like he did go for the Sora Blade, just purchased that Sora Blade. So they're really waiting for that boss to go on the late game phase, and now that they got that, they're really starting to be really more aggressive. So it's weird to see, but they did not like take that Koshka into the early game phase. They just wanted to get the Vox, and when Vox was there, they were like, we're going to aggress,
Yeah, but one thing I want to just kind of touch on as we're having a bit of a stagnated moment is that I touched on how I actually think Dragon's Eye would have been a better item, because that team fight after the Kraken was taken, it was still quite elongated. And Eve of Harvest, yes, it's kind of healing the Koshka, but when you're not building up stacks to do damage, like I said, as we see this aggression.
Yeah, it looks like they're slowly going to be focusing on to the enemies there of GankedByParents. They're going to try and force them away anyway, but like they're going to go back to try and shop. Yeah. They do have the time. So yeah, you still got the infusion now, Quasic. So they maybe got that information. Going to try and leave it slip away and get their own infusion right.
Good vision coming out by Goofy. But yeah, anyway, just to finish that point, I do think Dragon's Eye would have been a lot better item pick up from the Koshka. You have a lot of heal from Grace, and building up those Dragon's Eye stacks in a slightly elongated fight, which elongated fight does play into the hands of GankedByParents, but with the Dragon's Eye, it's going to play into the hands of inmates as well.
Yeah, looks like inmates want to go for this Kraken. Once again, very early Kraken. They do have the possibility. They got the vision. They got absolutely everything they want. So right now, Kuro is going to try and zone out the enemy. Chernwalker just going to try and dash around. Still going on to this Kraken. Not leaving it go to waste. Going to use also Sonic Zoom. Just going to be able to silence the entire enemy team on the ground. Oh, and still going back there. Going to try and take that Baron off. Going to use the heal also with the fountain. Quasi going to be trying to dash away with his jump. But Jet's going to put the benediction. Will be going on to there. Spaghetti going to be escaping quite fast. Spaghetti trying to get the aggression onto Oracle. Going to take him down. Going to use his own refresh block anyways there. Spaghetti going to use his refresh block too. Refresh block flying everywhere. And taking him off the map with that Melissa and Verdicts. Goofy in a bad situation will be going down. And it will be the ace for Ganked by Parents.
Yeah, not being able to shut down that Baron just means he was able to pour back, heal up, come into the fight and do damage, and great kiting coming out from Samuel. Churnwalker doing his thing, really fantastic torment to stun, I believe, at least two of the Inmates players, so that was really good. Also, the other thing is that Inmates aggressed when the Crystal Sentry was up, so it essentially was 4 against 3 max man. If anything, they should have focused the Crystal Sentry, took the Crystal Sentry out, and then they possibly would have been able to taken down Ganked by Parents.
Yeah, it looks like now we're going to have Ganked by Parents. They're slowly getting their win conditions in hand. They do have that Kraken, and they are quite good on the siege comp. You have the Samuel just able to burst from afar with the Melissa and Verdicts, with also the Drifting Dark. You have the Baron just able to jump away, get the huge burst damage with that jump jet. And also they're going to have a little bit of aggression there onto this Kraken. It's going to slowly going to try and take and chunk his HP down. So you're going to come in. Where's that? Oh, the hook and chains are going to slowly be connecting onto them. But look at that. Chorus just engaging so well. This Samuel going to use his own reflex block, healed up with it. 1,020 damage. And going to put asleep that with the Oblivion. Nicely taken off the map. Quasix getting absolutely destroyed. Engaging now onto that. Going to use the Trespass to stun out this Kushka. Healed up by the Divine Intervention. Awesome reflex block to stop that Yummy Cat in Frenzy. Spaghetti just getting destroyed. Has to go back with the aggression there. And he's going to come back. Oracle going to try and take down Kairos. He's doing a 1v3 situation. Taking up to Koshka with the Melissa and Verdict. Going to try and go and get a little bit more. And by that time, we do have the Kraken pushing, and they will slowly be backing out to their base.
Yeah, Oracle being the kiting god that he is, using the Drifting Dark, Malice and Verdict, choose complete power and potential, and fair play to Bevo, doing his best on the Churnwalker, just kind of when Inmates got ahead of the Churnwalker. He was just doing his best to hook in chains, pull the enemy team back, and just making a lot safer for Oracle to get away from this team fight. And just want to touch on, I'm kind of surprised that Oracle has got weapon power defense. I actually think Eve of Harvest, a 4 damage item with the Eve of Harvest, would actually have been better for Oracle, because yes, even though the Vox has been somewhat aggressive, because Samuel is able to kite back and do a lot of AoE damage with the different Dark Malice and Verdicts, he would have survived a lot better with the Eve of Harvest while still doing damage.
Yeah, you do have a poison shiv though on the Vox, so I don't know, it's a complicated situation in which is Oracle right now if you want to focus down the weapon defense or if you want to go on that Eve of Harvest. Looks like we do have the infusion going to be popped there onto Bevo. Infusion is fully going to be used there on the side of Ganked by Parents, so be careful for team fight. It's also the case over on the side of Inmates, and looks like they're going to be trying to test out the enemy team, try and zone them out, get a bit of early damage. And look at that with the Melissa and Verdicts flying through there from Oracle. Got the vision there still, just trying to zone them out and going to be rotating up to lane. Goes trying to put up a slow push to force team Ganked by Parents to come up to the lane. They do have the vision there. Melissa and Verdicts still flying through onto Kairos, and they're trying to re-engage, get this push out. And yeah, we should have the team fight normally quite soon. Looks like Spaghetti trying to get a lot of damage there with his 20 deaths and Pouncy Fun. And this is, be careful there. Oh, no, Goofy. He's getting poked a little bit. It wouldn't be the best situation now for him, mate. So maybe just back out, get the infusions that got terminated, and come back.
Yeah, because the Kraken has just come up, Maxman. So I think this next team fight is going to be somewhat the game-defining team fight if one of the enemy teams essentially either gets the ace or only one of their members are down for the count and the other team can take the Kraken. So this is really, really crucial stuff between the two teams right now.
It looks like teams are really looking they're going to have also used the War Triss to try and engage a little bit there with the Iron Cannon going to be connecting though onto Goofy, just dashing out with that. We're using the Trespass to stun out this Grace and Box. It looks like Koshka trying to get a little bit on its own, this jungle camp. Melits and Verdict going to be raiding down still. Oracle just trying to zone them out with those abilities, but it's a bit complicated to hit. The Koshka does have the extra move speed, got the Sonic Zoom to get out of those pokes. And looks like, yeah, so they're starting team fights, but they're really not starting them too. Like, it's really weird. doesn't have the ultimate, though, available onto Karos. Look, and have the aggression there onto Bevo. He did use one of his stacks of ultimate with the Echo. Bevo going to be going down very fast, second off the bat by this Vox. Going to be dashing out to Oracle, trying to use an awesome Divine Intervention to try and block them out. Crucible got used anyway. Going to use also the Divine Intervention to heal up Spaghetti. And coming back in with the Toilet, that's Benediction going to try and do a little bit of damage onto this Baron and Samuel. So right into off the map there. Iron Cannon will be raining out, touching absolutely no one. Going to use also the Wait for it to silence out the tide of Team GankedByParents, taking right off the map this Baron. And look at that, Samuel. He's just doing the job. He's a one-man army. Come back over to Spaghetti. Trying to run away for his life. Going to have Goofy just backing out just in case of security. Looks like they want to aggress it. Benediction will not be connected, unfortunately. And Goofy just tried to save out Koshka there. Looks like he will be going down himself.
Oracle, you absolute god. This is why Samuel is actually starting to get more and more into the meta. We've seen him being picked up just in
Hello, Imperium.
the last.
I think we lost Imperium. Sorry, you're going to have a little bit of engage there. Samuel against Koshka. Got 20 death stacks. Just coming up. A white Gressing once again. Going to use an awesome reflect book done by Oracle to stop that Yemi Cat Frenzy. So he will be rotating out. Just getting a little bit of aggression there. Are you back, Imperium? Imperium? Okay, looks like Imperium is not going to be present, unfortunately. So, yeah, slowly we're going to see crit build coming over from Kairos onto this Vox. So, gonna have to check out what's to really burst to the ground this Oracle. He does have a lot of defense though, and so does Quasix, just building so much defense against the Vox. Gonna have to check how it's gonna pan out anyway. It looks like Kraken is available, got the vision there. Are you here, Imperium? No, still not. So maybe going on the Kraken would be a nice decision. It looks like, oh, hello. Okay. I don't know what's happening voice-wise. I'm sorry if you guys can hear him. I cannot, unfortunately. So, yeah, we got the Kraken, though, available. So, going to see which team wants to actually focus on that if they want to do it like earlier on the side of Team Inmates and just do it without team fighting, or if they're going to be actually looking for a team fight to take this objective next time. So, now they're just staying really grouped up together. You got Inmates. Random robot gaps. Okay, yeah, okay. So we do have a little problem there with Imperium, unfortunately. Gonna have a little bit of aggression there. Looks like Spaghetti gonna be dashing back in. Also gonna use an awesomely placed Aulus Pauldron, just trying to get that if they wanted to engage. Will not go onto a full engagement, unfortunately. Oracle still there, just trying to get those Dragon's Eye stacks. Got the infusion coming out onto Kairos. Aggressing onto this Channelker. A lot of aggression there with a few stacks on that breaking point. Wait for it. We'll be connecting though onto this Samuel. And look at that. Channelker just getting absolutely destroyed onto the front lane. Koshka still. Enemy team going to be, oh, Spaghetti doing the job there, taking off the House and Fold. Bevo, now it's the 2v3 situation. But look at this. Oh my God, this Samuel's doing so much work right now. Goofy's trying to get away with that benediction. Will still go down, unfortunately. Spaghetti trying to get a little bit of a vision onto that Kraken, standing in the burst. He's going to dash in right to there. Going to say hello to Spaghetti. You are mine. And also that Oracle just going to try and get those Melees and Verdicts to connect. Spaghetti in a really, really bad situation there. Going to use also the Gem Disc to try and burst down Spaghetti. And looks like Spaghetti will be going down any second now. With also that, and he will get a destroyed and ace for the side of GankedByParents.
Yeah, but now, don't pour back, guys. Sorry about that for technical issue that they did slightly suffer with. I don't get why the Baron poured it back. He got the ace buff. Go for the Kraken. You will be able to burst down the Kraken, you and the Samuel. But now you're leaving it. Just, the Samuel's going down. Now the Baron is joined. But is it going to be too late? Because Vox is up in 4 seconds, Maxman. This is definitely risky stuff coming out by
they have the time.
Parents.
Oh, they have the time. Vox will not be able to come over, and you got the Channelker too. The Kraken, maybe the last Kraken of this game, will be going over to GankedByParents. Let's see if they can push this to a successful, to a successful win, basically.
Yeah, definitely successful win. I feel it is in their strengths, just simply because it's not even a Baron. The Baron is definitely doing a lot of damage, but Baron is normally stronger with a 4 damage item build. However, he's only got 3 damage items, including a Serpent's Mask, which in my opinion just wasn't the right touch.
Oh.
But look at this engagement, Maxman.
Yeah, we're going to have a little bit of aggression there. Wizzy Alice Porter not going to be connecting, unfortunately, for Spaghetti. Aggressing once again with the 20 deaths with the Patsy fans to come into the decision. Beaver just getting destroyed absolutely every time by the boss with the stacking breaking point. And Kara's going to be going a little bit too far, unfortunately, with the awesome, nicely crucibled onto this trespass. Alice Porter is still running from above. And also trying to dash away. Patsy fan taking it off the map, but Arco just doing the job once again. Just these Medisan verdicts in these broken these stacks are just doing so much work, and he's going to do an ace, and this will be normally a GG over 14 Ganked by Parents. With that, oh my god, that Dragon's Eye is doing so much work.
That's why I said, like, Dragon's Eye is such a strong item, Max, man. And when these fights are being elongated and they involved a lot of kiting, because I would have done so much work, because even though he's kiting in and out of the fight, he was still trying to get in the middle. And if he hadn't built up the 12 stacks on the Dragon's Eye, he would have made a lot more impact on the Baron, more so than the Samuel, because Baron, I felt, was the Koshka's focus. I didn't feel the Yummy Catnip came out as much or as quickly as it should have. So definitely good stuff by Inmates, but they didn't take advantage of the early game. They got the mid game pretty well, but then just that late game by Oracle and all the Ganked by Parents just carried this game so far, and they took it.
Something I'd like to point out real quick is the focus of Kairos onto this Chernalker. As I said earlier, like, this Chernalker was a free stacking fridge, like, for this Vox. You could just came over, it was always close range, and you can get so much stacks of it, and that's what happened, like, taking off the Hash and Fault right away, Beaver just got destroyed every time. Unfortunately, you just had that much sustain with the Samuel. You have to respect, like, I would say easily MVP Samuel, just building perfectly, playing perfectly to his win conditions, and just making these team fights go longer than expected against the Koshka and Vox comp, and was just able to out-sustain them and outburst them at the end of every team fight. So really, GG well play to both teams, but Ganked by Parents do take the first win of this BO3 against Team Inmates.
Yeah, and that's a good point you mentioned. It was definitely strong by Pyros to go onto the Churnwalker, because, like I said, that was a risk for Ganked by Parents, is that Churnwalker wasn't necessarily going to be able to provide a lot of defense or a lot of protection. But like you said, the kiting ability from both the Baron and the Samuel, especially Samuel, was just disgusting. And when he got the Drifting Dark with the Malice and Verdicts doing all that AoE damage on the Koshka, onto the Grace, onto the Vox, there was nothing Inmates could do about it. But one quick thing, just kind of before we talk about this second game in the series, Grace, Goofy played a fantastic job. The Crucibles were really good, but I actually felt that the Divine Intervention, the Divine Intervention, actually came out on team fight engagements as if he was a little bit scared that the Koshka, especially, or even the Vox, was going to be too quickly before getting it out. So that was one thing that I felt that was at the fault of Inmates.
Yeah, that's very true. We're going to have to then check out how it's going to pan out from this second game. Like, what are you expecting to see? Like, are they going to be banning Samuel, who's been such a playmaker on this game? What do you expect to see on this second game? Well, we will be going into draft quite soon. Might be having also a sub change on the side of team Inmates. So you're going to have to keep that in the circumstance.
Yeah, but okay. Okay, so there's a couple of technical issues for you guys. As you've been informed by our Mr. Producer Streamer gentleman, is that there is going to be a roster change, or they're looking to change the roster, as MacMan said, but there's also apparently a bit of an update coming out from Air Server, so we do apologize for any delay or any technical issues that we are currently dealing with. However, MaxMan, yeah, you asked the question of what we're expecting in this game too. I'm expecting a better comp to suit their playstyle coming out from Inmates. So maybe not go for such a dive comp in terms of Grace Koshka. Maybe go for an Arden, which is generally a stronger mobile hero, and then go for a late game jungler, like let's say a Celeste or even a Scarf that's going to be able to ramp up, play the early game safety net style that inmates played in the first game, and then when it comes to late game, you will be stronger.
Yeah, we're gonna have to see. Like, we have to wait and see if they're going to be able to play more to their win conditions. That's something we've been talking about a lot last game. Like, playing to your win conditions. You got a Koshka, you have to go aggressive early game. That's something like it's just common knowledge at this point on Vainglory that when you got aggressive early game comps, you must go to your full potential. If you do not, you're going to get shut down. You had the Baron just doing a lot of damage, even though he wasn't really the most impactful hero on the side of Team Ganked by Parents. There was the Samuel. There was, like, as I said earlier, and as you said, by building that Dragon's Eye, just a super late scalable hero, which actually just destroyed them in the late game. So you have to play as how your hero makes it possible for you. So, like, when you got the Koshka and the Graves comp, you want to go aggressive early game, try and get the jungle farm, try and shut down their income of gold and experience. And if you do not do that, unfortunately, like this game happened, even though they came back at some point, it's going to be complicated to take the win.
Well, in fairness, that's because the part of the reason why inmates, so to speak, came back was because they actually did a fantastic job of controlling the map. In the mid stage, they got a lot of vision out there. They got the gold mine. I think it was twice the gold mine was taken, and they put a lot of psychological pressure on Ganked by Parents, so that Ganked by Parents couldn't necessarily look for an engage. Plus, at the end of the day, Ganked by Parents knew that they had some form of late game, so they also played a really safe game by not engaging. But I have a feeling, Maxman, that inmates don't have an aggressive early play style. So I don't think they should, like I said, they shouldn't go for an early game comp, go for a late game scaling comp, go for even something like if they can pick up the Black Feather, go for a CP Black Feather that can kind of scale up into the late game, cause a lot of on-point damage, and be a menace in that front line compared to a late game Koshka.
Oh, inmates FF apparently. Angel, is that what's going on? Do we have any information onto the situation? Maybe a surrender, team inmates.
Yes. Apparently, roster issues coming out from inmates, which is very unfortunate that they have decided that they have to forfeit. We are going to I'd rather kind of hear it as full on confirmation by Angel Wolf, as I'm sure you would like to as well, Maxim, before we in any way look to close this first game out.
Yeah, like, was awesome gameplay. We did have this Samuel coming out. I'd say MVP easily was this Samuel for Oracle. I don't know what you would say about that Imperium.
No, fully agree. I said he was absolute MVP of the game. I talked about before the first game of how strong he was and how strong of a player he is, and he showed it. He proved it on the fold in that first game, and yeah, it was just brilliant stuff by them.
Okay, yeah, it is a surrender there. Just got confirmed. It is a surrender on the side of Team Inmates. So congratulations on the side of Team Ganked by Parents, taking the win then 1-0. Unfortunately, this happens sometimes. They were not able to get a 3-man rooster up right there. So got a little bit of problem on their side. So congratulations for Team Ganked by Parents taking this win with an absolutely dominant performance in the late game with their comp. So yeah, I think there's nothing else to really add. So thank you guys for coming over, for tuning in for this